What do you do if you got a bunch of Gmails about dudes doing really bad things and laughing about it and joking about it, and you don't want to let that go because you say it hurts your friends, but you're actually in there. So you fake alien invasions and no one cares because gas is $5. You start a war in Iran and nobody cares because now gas is $6. So you talk about Hollow Earth and the Anunnaki and the CIA leaking documents talking about how they just contacted the Nine or the Egyptian gods and nobody cares. So what do? Well, you just go and find another virus to release in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean or whatever it is and tell everybody, oh no, this is bad. And guess what's going to happen? Ain't nobody going to do nothing about it because we fell for that trick once, Jay. We ain't going to fall for it again. My name is Joseph. Welcome to Daily Enigma. That's how you start a show, y'all. That's how you start a show, right?
Yeah, just wrap them all up into one.
Wrap them all up into one
tinfoil ball.
Boom, and just wrap it all over. They really don't want to release those emails, man. They don't want to release those emails, man. So, Jay, how you doing, Big Bob? Before we get into this today, Jay, I should just say, man, how are you doing, man? What's good, man?
Doing all right.
How's life? It's good?
Doing
Everything
okay.
good up there? Up there in wherever you live in BFE up in the mountains there. Everything good?
In the bubble, yeah. Everything's good in the bubble today.
All right, man. So, Jay, you might not have heard about this, but the three things we're going to be talking about today is Saudi Arabia, a new virus, the dead internet theory, and how Ohio has completely screwed itself. But we'll get to that last. So, Jay.
Ohio.
Dealer's choice. Which one do you want to talk about, Jay?
Well, it's almost like you have the 3 out of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. Maybe Ohio is the last one.
Okay, we'll start with Ohio, man. We'll get into Ohio. If you might not know this, man, Vivek Ramaswamy just won his primary yesterday or 2 days ago to be the new.
Did he really?
I want to say governor of Ohio, but he's running up. He's got an uphill battle because he's going up against a Zionist Jewish female, and they're always tough to beat. You know what I'm saying? However, the Zionists are rubbing their hands either way because either way, that's a W for them right there. Because either Ohio is going to get the anchor baby known as Vivek Ramaswamy that is so the one dude that Trump won't let get around him is Vivek Ramaswamy. Make that make sense. Trump kicks it with Lindsey Graham, but he won't let Vivek come to the White House. Make that make sense, right? And it's not an Indian thing because his favorite Indian's name's Kash Patel. You might not have seen him because he looks like that going over on that, right? So yeah, and you might not know this as well, but Vivek is in bed deep with the other Ohio crew of satanic Zionists over there. One of them being Leslie Wexner. You might have heard of him, right?
Geez.
He's out of Ohio.
We know Wes.
He's way big in those email files. He was so big into the email files that they made him give all of his companies to Island Boy. Do you know that?
They were friends. They lived next door to each other for years.
Well, yeah, Leslie Wexner is, you're thinking of you're not wrong. You're thinking of the current guy that stands behind Trump all the time. I'm drawing a blank on his name, but Leslie Wexner, I think, was the Victoria's Secret guy. And he was so deprived. Sure. No, it's not going to be Wexner, man. Is it? It could be wrong. Is it Leslie Wexner? Look it up in Ohio. Either way.
Wexner is, oh yeah, he's a billionaire. I'm thinking about a different dude.
It's all together, man. They all worship the devil. So look, he's out of Ohio. He's friends with Peter Thiel out of Palantir.
Yeah.
Who's number one boy is your best boy down there. JD Vance out of Ohio. So Ohio, I hate to tell y'all guys, man, you done went and screwed yourself, boys. And so you know what? There's a light at the end of that tunnel, though. I'm gonna tell you what that light at the end of the tunnel is, Jay, before I get into it.
Okay.
You're about to get 100 million H-1B1 visas in Ohio, with about 70 million probably data centers with you're not going to have no water or no electricity. Cleveland can't get much worse. But the good news is, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, I don't live in Ohio, so bang on, son. You guys have that right there. So, anyways, Jay. That's the good news. You want to get into the bad news now?
Sure. Why not?
It's trending on X today right now that this Hantavirus, I don't know, that to me that sounds something out of a Japanese cartoon, Japanese porno, cartoon porno, Hantavirus or whatever, how you pronounce it, right?
Hantavirus, yeah.
has broken out over some on a cruise ship in the Atlantic Ocean, and now it's on an airplane going somewhere as well.
Well, it's all over now.
Yeah. So, but the funny thing about it is that the Trump or Biden, I can't remember who did. It doesn't matter. They're both in bed when it comes to these type of things. They love making pharmaceutical companies rich. One of them classified the symptoms or the potential risks of the jabby jab. I got to be careful what I say here because they still got triggers in place for that. Until 2065, that wasn't supposed to get released, right? And it's funny, you know how you watch the commercials like, hey, if you got diarrhea, take this. It'll just make your ear explode. You bleed out your nose. You might die. Your kids are going to leave you. You know those commercials? Yeah.
Yeah. Don't take Plague X because if you're allergic to Plague X.
Exactly. Right. Yeah, right.
That's my favorite one.
If you're allergic to it,
right?
Don't take it, right? So the Hantavirus is in those papers that got released today. Somebody leaked it out that the Hantavirus is a side effect of the COVID virus. So when you are the COVID the jabby juber. So
no, I know what Hantavirus is.
Yeah, well this will cause it. Yeah, you can look it up, man. It's part of it can raises your risk for getting it or causes it or whatever, right? And so, but again, this doesn't strike me as something very organic, especially when you go on Google Trends 3 weeks ago and somehow it started trending or people were looking it up and then some guy some guy on the cruise is actually a TikTok influencer and he's doing lives every day talking about what's going on the cruise ship. Yeah, totally organic. Totally organic. Reminds me of the time that guy ran into the White House Correspondents Building after traveling across the United States of America, right?
So I think I would be more concerned about this particular strain of the hantavirus, the Andes strain, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's been known to transmit from person to person, but transmission is like bodily fluids, right?
Right.
Of some sort. And you know, there could be some housekeeping issues and stuff there, but like it's more like the flu, right?
Mm-hmm.
One of the big problems with the pandemic was in the beginning, and I mean, I don't know if you remember this or not. One of our friends alerted us to it early. Do you remember?
Yeah, I do.
His wife worked at an agency that just had an influx of people come back from a certain place, and then all of a sudden everybody started getting sick.
Yeah. Yep.
Right?
Yeah, I remember that.
So like there was a long time there where they didn't even acknowledge what the transmission medium was.
I actually think that original hokiness was in the country. They say it took off in January of that year that it took off. I actually think it was kicking off around November.
Mm-hmm.
And I think myself personally, I was immune to the first original strains, right? Myself, right? Because I was taking care of people that were deathly sick and we went to the emergency room and they were like, we don't know what's going on. Looking back on it, that was what was going on. I didn't have it. It wasn't until like a year and a half or 2 years into it where that thing mutated that it finally, you know, got its hooks in me.
Yeah.
And I had right?
Same with you, right?
Experience. Yeah. And
but I got it like from our mutual friend. Like he was sick.
Right.
No, I'm dead serious. He was sick.
Right.
And then like he came back. It was either his wife was sick. He came to work. He didn't, and then he got sick.
Mm-hmm.
And then I must have gotten like a very diluted, just a little bit of it. And then I was sick.
Yeah.
But I wasn't like super, super sick. And then I didn't get it again for like years. And I was taking care of everybody around me.
Yeah. So how it works with me, man, I didn't get it at all at the very beginning. A year went by, a year and a half went by. I actually went into I had some visitors come over to my house. I actually got the flu first. The flu was much worse than what I thought it was. Then one day after I got over the flu, I got that. It wasn't nowhere near as bad. And then like 4 months later, I was in a bowling alley in Charlotte, North Carolina, and I got it again. I got it again in a bowling alley. Yeah, I was rolling with that, man. But look, man, I grew up in a trailer. This stuff isn't going to kill me, man. Give me some Sprite. Yeah, give me some Sprite and some chicken soup, man. But
yeah.
But I will say
some chicken soup.
Yeah, man. You know what I'm talking about. Anybody that's grew up in the South and you want to know you're poor, you've had the worst sickness in your life, and you got Sprite and Campbell's chicken soup, man. That's what you got to get over it, man. So
yeah.
The good news is that they're already posting on how to knock this stuff out, right? And it's very treatable with common stuff. We'll see how this narrative plays on it. But I didn't want to bring this up to be doom and gloomer because I just wanted to get your take on it. I'm in Florida.
I don't think well, that's the other thing. It's a continent away, but not really.
Yeah.
Not anymore. It doesn't matter, right? If it's gonna so in the beginning of the original one,
mm-hmm.
I knew immediately what was happening.
Yeah.
So I took precautions accordingly. With this one, we're in such the early stages that we are not, the transmissibility question hasn't been answered sufficiently to my, I'm not satisfied with the answers I'm getting, right?
Yeah. Well,
what I want to see happen is we'll all of a sudden we'll see a spike in patients within the next 7 days, right? All of a sudden there'll be a bunch, or this will just kind of fade out.
So let's just go down this road here. I want to know what you would do if you do see a spike in this stuff. If you see it, like if they try, now let me take that back. That's way too arbitrary, man. Are you gonna let them lock you down again?
It depends on what that looks like.
Exactly like it was before. Stay in your house.
So, but the difference here is there's a difference here, right? The mortality rate for this is 50%.
Doesn't matter.
It does.
Are you going to? Are you getting? From
my perspective? I mean, here's the thing, right? It very I'm first and foremost a man of science.
You take a yes or no question, man. You run it out for 20 minutes, man.
I'm sorry, I can't. It's not an easy question to answer, right? There's a lot of nuance there. If all of a sudden there's a spike and then there's another spike, I'm locking down, right? Because that tells me that it's airborne, which is what was the other one, right? Nobody thought that in the beginning. They all thought it was bodily fluid, right? There was a particle size and stuff involved. And then they made this big breakthrough, and not a lot of people know about this, right? But I'm a nerd and I read everything. So like they figured out that the particle size was comparable or a little bit smaller than measles, which is why it was so transmissible and why it was like you had to have a really good mask for it to not get through, right? Because the particle size was so small. Hantavirus, I don't know enough about it yet. I will probably in a couple days. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to look at particle size. I'm going to look at all the things, right? And if I'm convinced that all of a sudden there's been a mutation in this particular hantavirus and it's now airborne, I'm not sure that I won't take precautions, like, you know.
Ask me.
Ones that are effective, though.
Ask me.
Ask you what? I know you ain't gonna give it.
I ain't locking down for nothing. It's gonna be me the sun, the beach, and my buddy little Ivor with his cousin Mecca. Well, me and little Ivor there, we're gonna be all right, man. I am not locking. You are not locking me down. You're not getting me twice. You're not getting me twice with this stuff because a couple swingers freaking are dirty on that ship, and that's how one of them got the other one sick. I'm not doing this.
But that's different though. Like the mortality rate was different. Completely different. Mortality rate was like 2%.
Viking life.
This is orders of magnitude higher than that, though.
Your days of your life
probability calculation.
Are already numbered, dog. You can live. You're not gonna live one day longer than Jesus wants you to live, man. I am not living in a hole, man. I'm not doing this. No shot. I'm not doing this.
The Lord helps those who help themselves.
That's it, man. So I am not getting. I'm gonna help myself to the beach. Some pina coladas. Some high dose. I don't even use sunscreen anymore. That's how rebel I am. I'm out here raw dogging life, man.
Just doing it, huh?
No sunscreen, no nothing. I'm out here raw dogging life. Y'all wearing the Star Wars shirt? I'm not doing this. But so some dudes.
I would be extremely surprised if this develops into anything.
They took their shot. It didn't work. This what next, man? Wear masks, man. Get out of here. Ain't nobody doing this no more, man. In America, some people might do it over here. And freaking, no. This right here is dumb. This right here is so freaking dumb. This right here, you know what? It's getting to the point now where I got to even come out and say that, and I mean this when I say this, man. These people, I did not think I could lose. I thought I was at the floor with respect for these people. I thought it was at a zero, like at a bottom level, right? I've learned in my life, right? For example, if you still think there's such thing as a Republican and a Democrat, you're an idiot. You're an idiot. You have not been paying attention since forever, man. If you still think that there's a left and a right side, if you actually think you got a choice in Ohio, what you're about to get, right? They both take AIPAC money. You're not paying attention, right? And Ohio has good people. I feel bad, man, because outside of Cleveland, Ohio has a lot of good people, man. Cleveland is like, bruh. I've never
been there.
Don't go.
I think that was one of the things. Like, I passed through one time and stopped in like a Denny's or something.
Yeah, no,
and it was creepy to me.
And Ohio's nice. Ohio's nice, right? Like you get outside of not anything outside of Cleveland is pretty nice, right?
We were definitely out of place,
right? So yeah, so
me and the guy, me and Christopher.
We're down there,
through.
Passing through?
Like just two out of the military, hippie. Yeah, no.
Looking for your soul animal, your spirit animal out there.
Right. We were not but not blend in.
Yeah. Today I could have filled this episode with nothing but me telling you the dumb shit that's flying on right now. They're coming out of his mouth.
No.
They are prepping. The Christian pastors are having these meetings saying that they're being prepared to brief their congregations on UFOs and extraterrestrials. But no one asks, well, who's briefing these people? Oh, it's the CIA. Oh, it's the White House. Oh, it's the same people that have been telling you for your whole entire life. Listen.
I saw that one. It was weird.
I've been on this before it was cool, right? This guy knows. I've been in circles taking shots from guys all around me, right? Talking about UFOs, aliens, cryptids, man. And everybody would say, oh, those things are real. I don't trust the government. Now the government's coming out saying, oh, these are real. We got to do this. Yeah, we need to trust the government. What are you people doing? The same people that have lied to you your entire life are telling your pastors who are bought by AIPAC to go in there and tell you whatever they're about to roll out in front of your eyes is an actual alien. Give me a break.
This is where I take your attitude of, I grab my popcorn container and just watch the show, right? Like, dude, get me off this planet.
Oh, a Millennium Falcon? Believe. Or the Firefly?
Out.
Which one are you taking? The Firefly or the Millennium Falcon?
Anything that gets me off this planet.
Well, I'm taking the Millennium Falcon. It has a 0.5 hyperdrive on it. I'm just saying the lower the hyperdrive, the faster the ship. So anyways,
right.
That's what I'm taking. But no.
Yeah. Like, I would love to hear that there's this, like, alien federation or whatever is flying around. Who knows, right?
These
But I
things are
just
about.
don't think they know. I think that the big concern is, from their perspective, if they come out and they say, we've got this stuff, we can turn it on, but we don't know how it works. We don't know why it works, and we don't know how to do it. We don't know how to build it. Like,
These people have been dealing with demons, man, their whole life, man. This stuff ain't nothing coming from outer space. This is just coming out of the earth underneath. They've been here forever, right? All the stuff that we've talked about, man, is coming out of the earth, right? And I sit back and I let's look at these people, man. And there used to be a time on this planet, man, when we were younger, where stupid people didn't get to have babies. They didn't get to grow up, man. Like if you were at a level of stupidity in your life, man,
yeah,
nature sorted you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it sort of fixed itself.
Somewhere along the lines.
Even when we were kids, it sort of was still fixing itself.
Yeah.
Right?
Somewhere along the lines.
If you went and you did something dumb, that was it.
Table corners got rounded, became softer. Parents actually started loving their children. I don't know what happened, man, but like somewhere along the lines,
not letting them run the neighborhood all by themselves from noon until dusk, you know.
So on my give a crap meter, this whole Hanata Padukery, I'm calling it Hanata, like I'm calling it Naruto. This Hanta Jutsu or whatever they're trying to pull out there, that ain't going nowhere to me, man.
I don't think that's going to be a story.
They will freaking do anything to plug into the news to detract of that the United States of America is occupied territory, and that they're on their way out. Though they know they can't sustain, right? Because there's other states that are more fed up. Like I don't know. They're more fed up than Ohio was, and so Ohio.
What about Nebraska?
Saying what the same thing happened.
All those ranchers and all the farmers and everything that watched all the money go to Argentina.
Yeah.
Right. What was it? Argentina?
No, it went to Argentina.
Yeah, we sent $40 billion to Argentina, and they're losing their farms. Right.
Yeah. So that 40 billion actually went to buy 100 hectares, I'm pretty sure, of the Patagonia forest that burnt down. That was a deal that the president signed this morning. He sold it to Israel. Israel just bought 100 hectares. I don't know how much a hectare is, but it sounds like it's a heck of a lot, right? Down in there, right? Because they're worried that they need a place to flee, right? And it's actually funny, man. The Germans fled to Argentina after World War II, so it's just curious to me how that would play out, right? When the Zionists flee down there as well. I actually thought they were going to go to India or Australia, but either way, who cares? But it's a good segment here because turning to that whole fiasco over there, Saudi Arabia dropped a bomb this morning telling the U.S. that they're no longer allowed to access the Prince Sultan Air Base and have been denied use of their airspace for Project Freedom, which these names are so stupid. And the Trump admin aimed at escorting ships through the Straits of Hormuz, which is laughable. So laughable. Guys, you don't understand. There's not enough ships that we have to go over there to escort every single ship through the Straits of Hormuz. It just doesn't happen, right? These people are children. They really are, man. They are children, bro.
I don't disagree.
Yeah. And so this adds to the final strike over there with reported tensions against Pakistan, which they've never been our friend. They have nukes, by the way, as well. Forced the U.S. to pause the mission. So basically, the United States, other countries around there, it reminds me of like, hey, dude, stop causing problems. We have to live here. You know what I'm saying? That's
right. That's exactly what it is.
Stop causing problems, man. Like I have to. You don't live here. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's exactly what it is, right?
Yeah, man. So that's what
it's like your friend in the living room yelling out at people outside and somebody throwing a rock through your window.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Which is what has happened already, right?
Yeah. And so another
dude, have you been seeing the reports of the chow on these naval vessels out spinning in the Gulf right now?
Are they eating are they doing once a day MREs?
Stores are getting low, bro.
Yeah, exactly, man. Yeah. Yeah.
Not good. They're throwing them. They're basically what it looks like is they're squeezing out an MRE on a tray.
Yeah. But basically, man, like you know, battle chow or whatever.
It's not good, man.
Yeah.
Morale is low.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's to be expected when, again, I know I'm not smart enough to trust the plan. And I know this is just one big giant chess game that I'm not really grasping. And I know that any minute now, it's just going to flick over. It's not like I was ever in the service for 9 years and know what it's actually like to, you know, to be that, or
live
that I've ever been
things.
Or like I was ever stationed in Bahrain for 6 months and, you know, how, you know, what going on and what it's like and how much of a underlying current that they deep down inside, they all really hate us. They all already really hate us over there. You just, you know, when you're in Bahrain.
I can't speak for Bahrain, but I know that, you know, we were in Japan. They didn't really want us there. They were very polite about it, but they didn't want us there. Yeah. So, and most guys don't want to be there. But again, it's even worse when you compound the frictions and you compound this type of stuff. And again, this was blackmail. The more I read this, the more I study this, the more I hear people talk about it, the more I study the Zionist ball worshiping playbook, right? For example, Monica Lewinsky was a Mossad honeypot agent that they used to get Bill Clinton to do something. He refused, so they threatened to release the tapes. He did it, and then to teach him a lesson for back talking the first time, they released the tapes anyways. It's going to happen to Trump. Whatever that they got over his head, and he's preventing that from coming out, they're going to do it at the end anyways, just to show you. And so he can't come back and say, "Hey, look, you know, this wasn't it's the demon worship and playbook, man. It is what these people are about. They serve Satan. They pray to Baal. Their god is a demon. They don't have any respect for anybody else that doesn't do that, right? Especially if you're expendable. But it's more and more evident. I had a guest on the show last night, Lisa. She was telling me about how the news and how she sees things and how the rest of the world sees things. The rest of the world sees through it clearly sees through it that we're puppeted. I'm embarrassed. I'm very embarrassed by the situation because, you know, we're the good guys, right? And nobody's for this. But good news is we ain't going to be using Saudi Arabia's air bases anymore, so they're backed up. And you know they've decided that we're being bad guests.
Yeah, and we are.
No, I don't disagree.
Yeah,
dude, the whole thing, I just don't understand. Like, what I don't get is how does it serve Israel's interests to destabilize the region around them?
So
right?
I got the question. Yeah, go ahead, answer. I'll tell you at the end.
They would benefit more from having an inclusionist approach, right? They could supply the oil companies with desalination plants and all the whiz bang stuff that they've made, right? They would be rich. The other places would be happy because they'd be getting like technological goods from their neighbor, and they could be good neighbors, and it would be economically profitable for literally everybody involved. So why make it the opposite of that?
It's because you're thinking with a rational 2026 mind. These people are in a death cult. They want the Messiah to return. The New World Order is supposed to be out of Israel. They want that. They think that we're all slaves. Not all of them, but the Zionists, right? And there's a doctrine in there, the Hannibal directed or whatever, that they're willing to kill 2/3 of the Jews in Israel to bring about the Messiah. This is true. You can't rationalize. Look, you can't
I
rationalize with a
understand
death
that.
cult,
It's
right?
just crazy to me that that's such like it. I don't know. I don't understand Scientology either, and this is kind of
No.
the same thing to me.
Yeah,
So,
and it's the same. It's the same logic. Is the guys that convince dudes to put on suicide vests are never the ones to put the suicide vests on, right?
right.
It's
Right.
it's the same logic, right? They're like,
Yeah,
Jay, I got
for
to
sure.
I got to deal. I got to deal. You know what you're about to get, Jay? You know what you're about to get? You got the privilege of putting this
Yep.
ball bearings and nails on and 5 pounds of C4 and running into this school over here.
Building, because
You're going
then your next
going to
life will
heaven.
be awesome.
Man, I wish I was going with you. I can't. I got to stay down here, and I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy. That's exactly what
Yeah.
this is. There's
I
a
know.
there's a great
I'm aware.
quote. There's a great quote from Tyrion Lannister, man, in freaking in the Game of Thrones. He's like, it's always fun and games while other people are having to die, right? That's it, man. And when they're
Yeah.
the ones having to die, right? And so that's all this is, man. The world, the planet, and I'm dead serious when I say this, man. The planet of the United, this whole Earth, there is actually enough resources for this entire planet to live in peace and harmony and abundance and have all the religious freedom that you want. But there are religious groups out there that in their minds, the only way for them to live in peace and harmony with their religion is that if they kill you for your religion. And that is
crazy, isn't it?
that's insane. We have not operated like that since freaking the Dark Ages, man. People will tell you, if you do any deep dives, for example, when the Moors took over Spain, they'll try to tell you that, oh, they were, pushing Islam. That's not true. That was a land grab. The same way the Ottoman Empire wanted Istanbul, which is a great story. You should go look it up.
Mm-hmm.
That was just about consolidating power for the Mulan or whatever from Istanbul, right? And so there was no reason for them to go into, Transylvania to mess with Vlad the Impaler, right? They just wanted his land, right? It wasn't a holy war. The only time you'll ever, even when Saladin was going up against the Crusaders way back in the day, he had people in his army that wanted to retake that holy site, but for him and for a lot of people, it was just getting us out of there and consolidating power, right? Same way when Saudi Arabia was going around, when Saudi Arabia was doing this thing, the Arabian Nights, right? So, but you have some people, man, that, like, again, we've talked about it. You have a fun historical event for 98 years, and then you get the radicals show up, and now all of a sudden the only way for us to do this properly is that Jay has to sacrifice himself in the bonfire, with
Right.
diesel fuel, with slow burning diesel fuel, right? And that's the thing that gets me with this. Israel, look, Israel, I don't understand. I know I'm well aware of the scheming that was done to plant the flag of Israel outside of Palestine right at the beginning or the end of World War II. The Rothschilds 100% did that. It was a 100% opportunist land grab, right? And I'll tell you, when I say this, I mean this from the very bottom of my heart, man. Both of those groups of people, despite what they've done to each other, and they've done things to each other, right? You can say who punched first. I totally get it, man. I understand it, man. Sure. Yeah, you punch me, I stick a pencil in your eye, you cut my finger out. It's just, we're going back and forth, right? But I'm not arguing that. But if you would go in there right now with the money that they have and start making Palestine wealthy, building them apartments, building them nice things, giving them things, letting them have the freedom, this would go away. They would hand you the radicals over, right?
Right.
They would hand them to you, right? Like what you were saying. There is enough resources. We give them 20 billion. We can do it, right? We
give them hundreds of billions of dollars.
Yeah, we could do it, right? And you know what? How about stop killing my children? I don't want to die from diarrhea. Please give them Call of Duty, bro. Give them internet, man. World of Warcraft. That'll lock them down for 10 years, bro.
That's what I'm saying. The economic.
Yeah.
If you can overwhelm people with economic freedom.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they'll do, like, it's the American model, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, there's a dark side to that, right? You become sort of a wage slave to a certain degree.
Yeah.
But at least, I mean, that's the thing, right? Like, it's a better quality of life.
Yeah. It's not perfect, but you're
It's
not
not
dying.
perfect.
You're not dying. You're not starving.
You're
You're
not
not
in
catching a,
fear for your life
yeah,
100% of the time.
your building's not going to fall over on your head, right?
Right.
And I understand, man. What I just said is going to piss everybody off. Palestinians are going to talk about me how, you know what, they're doing X, Y, and Z. No argument. The Israelis are going to say, and
Yeah.
God promised us this land, this, that, and the other. And I'm like, hey, look, man, here's
But
a quote
see,
here's a
that's
quote
a
that I
thing,
learned.
like, that also is a thing for me, right? How long can you hold on to that claim,
Well, I mean,
right?
that,
And it's your God. Not everybody believes
yeah.
in
Well,
your God,
it's not
right?
Jesus. It's not Christian. It's not Christian. Jesus doesn't care about, there is no more holy lands. The temple resides inside of you. That's the gift of the Holy Spirit, right? But that's a whole nother podcast we can get into. But somebody told me when I was in the military one time, man, like we were, I forget where we were at, man. You weren't, this is before I came, we hooked up. I was somewhere, man. And I was like, yo, man, we should just kill all of these people. That's just what I thought. That's just like, I was a younger guy, but much younger, right?
Yeah.
Like, why are we doing it? We should just literally all of them. And this older dude, man, an older guy that had been around for a hot minute. He's like, yeah, man. He says, McKinney, you just need to know, man, you can only make peace with your enemies. He said, that's what making peace means. Making peace, right? And so, yeah, that's what you're seeing. That's not the long-term solution, right? Again, like you said, man, you stop people on the side of the road and beat them up. Say, "Are you a terrorist?" If they're not, well, they are when you're done with them. When they leave, you know what I'm saying, you just turn them into one, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, man, you can only make peace with your enemies, man, and you got to be able to. I mean, it's hard. Don't get me wrong, man. Like there's bad blood between these people, man.
And it goes back, years and years and years and years.
Thousands of years,
and
right? Like
horrible things have been done on both sides, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But
no denying it.
like, I don't know. I think that there's an element within that culture that just doesn't want to compromise. It's and then you have the whole greater Israel thing, right? Within the Zionist camp, right? From the Nile to the Euphrates, but like there's a lot of people that already kind of live there and have.
Well,
for
that's
like
the whole country. It's the whole country of Jordan. Like Jordan
right,
ceased to exist as a country, right?
Thousands of years people have lived here, and like,
nah.
Yeah, I don't think it's a good idea, and I don't understand what. I mean, I guess it's just any kind of zealotry, right? Where, it's your core of your being, this thing, this idea, and that it's this God-given right, and I just.
And that's the thing that bothers me too is like there's people in Israel right now and there's people in Palestine right now that are thinking like these people don't represent me like we feel. Like
Absolutely.
Americans feel, right? Like, yo, man, it's not what we're about, man. It's always a fraction of people that F everything up for like everybody else. You cannot, I'm sure there is, you cannot tell me, man, every single Israeli is saying, kill them all. You can't, that's not happening.
I know that
right?
that's not a fact. Like
that's not a thing.
We
right?
know that for certain.
Yeah, and the same thing with the Palestinians. You cannot say every single Palestinian is going from the river to the sea.
Right.
It ain't happening, bro. It's just not that way, bro. Only Trump gets 100% approval ratings and Kim Jong-un, right? And there's no way 100% of people are actually behind that, right? And again, I just want it to stop, to be honest with you. Like, I just want it to freaking stop. And I'm a big proponent of this as well, man. As it's just going to sound as far-fetched and, but it's actually, I mean, I'm not going to change my ways. If you live somewhere and you don't like what's going on, that's on you. Change it. That's not my fight, right? That's not my fight. We should not be their stick, bro. Like if you
for sure, absolutely. I don't agree with it at all. Like there's been a lot of bad, and they've done stuff to us.
Yeah, sure.
right?
We're
It's
about to
not
talk
like
about that, right?
it's not like yeah,
Yeah.
it's not like there hasn't been any kind of bad blood or
Yeah.
any incidents or like it's been happening for a long time, and I think that we're only
That,
just kind of like
no. So
as
this
a
is
whole country acknowledging.
well, the Saudi Arabia thing right now is people are saying that buckle up, America, you're about to catch a false flag. You're about to catch it. You're about to catch a
Really?
false flag. That's what people are saying, right? It's like, because,
Yeah.
one way, there's one, I'm going to tell you some things here, right, everybody? You can go look this up or whatever, whatnot. Every single war that you can remember, first of all, the United States of America did not participate in World War I. You had Americans join the Canadian Army to go participate. That wasn't even our thing, right?
Yeah.
The stance during World War II is that we're going to get rich because we sold steel and armaments to Japan, Germany,
Yeah.
and
To
freaking
everybody.
and England, right? We
Right.
had no intention of that,
Everybody.
right? Until two events had happened at almost the exact same time, which was the Japanese not so secret attack that we let happen because, the England wanted us to open up a second front on their west, so they didn't want to get squeezed in. But also, was it the Lusitania that sank in the Atlantic or whatever?
Yeah.
False flag. That was done to us by somebody. That was it.
You think so?
Yeah, but look, check. And I'm serious. Check this out. Check this rabbit hole out, right? That all down here, right? When the war started, we had no problem giving these people
The
making
Lusitania was World War One.
Okay, so what was the ship
What
that got
was-
sunk during World War II? Look that up real quick while I tell my story here. The United States of America was only interested at that time in our hemisphere, the Americas. That was it, our continent, right? That's all we wanted to get involved with, right? It made no sense for us to go to war with Japan, and it made no sense for us to go to war with Germany, because we really did not have a dog in the fight what was going on. But look what happened though when the United States of America got pulled into these events, right? Who ended up dying the most? It was us. We took heavy losses. We're the only, matter of fact, you'll be hard pressed to prove me wrong on this. We're the only military that's ever successfully fought a war on two different fronts and won. Is us, right? No other military has ever been able to do that before. But we took incredible losses during D-Day, and also people don't realize just exactly how many losses we took when we were taking the islands of Saipan to Okinawa to Iwo Jima and stuff like that to get up there, right? The Philippines, right? MacArthur could have skipped the Philippines when he fled to Australia, but his pride made him go back and take the Philippines, right? And we took hit, and the Battle of Leyte Gulf went down, which didn't have to happen, right? And we took incredible losses, right? So
We took, for World War II,
yeah,
we took the least amount of losses.
I'm talking about like not from the globe. I'm talking about dead Americans compared to other wars that dead Americans ended up in. That was our most bloodiest one for us, right? We died. I don't care about how many Germans died
Aside
or
from
Russians
the Civil
died.
War.
Yeah. So yeah, and we fought ourselves. So you can pick a coin on that, right? No,
Right.
if you misinterpret me on that. I don't care about how many other people.
You
I'm talking
mean-
about how many Americans died, right? Yeah.
Right.
We bled out.
Lost a lot of Americans in that
Yeah.
war, and we
Yeah.
weren't used to that.
Yeah, we
Right.
bled out for that, right? And we bled out
It
for
had been
that.
it had been almost 100 years since we've seen a
Yeah.
war like that.
Yeah, and we bled out for that. For what? What did we get out of it? We got nothing but trouble out of that. Nothing but trouble and more trouble. Look at the trouble we got out of that. Is the trouble you're seeing right now, right?
Blame
People
the
in-
Japanese.
Yeah. So check this out. People in Germany are upset that they're talking about pulling those 100,000 Germans. You should be celebrating that.
Yeah.
You should be celebrating that. The Japanese have
So
wanted
you're-
us out of Okinawa for a long time.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
this is the end of empire.
It should be. We shouldn't be. We're not the world police. We're the world piggy bank. That's it. We're not the world police. We're not helping anybody. Bro, the Japanese, give them 5 years, man. The samurai will be breathing. They don't need our help. You know what I'm saying? They don't need our help, bro.
Yeah. No, I don't disagree with you. Like I said, I think that justifying all of the outlay that we put into being the world police, exactly, is hard when you have the home economy suffering so badly.
Yeah, exactly. Right? What value does the United States of America currently bring to Japan? And you were stationed there. I was there for a long time.
Oh, well, I mean, we bring there's some economic trade. Like, you mean just the bases?
The military, our military.
Well, we pay them money for those.
Exactly. We pay them to stay there. They get paid for it, right? Germany's mad that we're leaving because when we were in the Philippines, before Mount Pinatubo erupted, I think in 1990, we were the second largest employer of Filipinos on the entire country was the U.S. military, right?
Oh yeah.
And in their greed, they wanted to charge us $100 million to stay there, and they were going to pay it, but the volcano erupted. So we said, you know what? We just left, right? It's the same thing. We're the piggy bank, bro. Again, England, they hate us. The not the people, not the military people. I'm talking about the monarchy. They don't want our bases up there in Auckland or wherever these crazy whatever the names are. Just leave.
Yeah.
Just leave.
Well, I mean, I don't disagree with you. I think that it's time for us to spend some money at home.
It's time, and not only that, it's time for every single country out there hiding under our shadow. Bleed yourself. If you don't like what's going on, go bleed yourself. Stop having us bleed for you to do what? So you can do what? Install your World Economic Forum and how we got to become a part of the EU. Get out of here with that crap, man. Irishmen, Englishmen, Welshmen, Scottish, they don't need our help, bro. They don't need our help. Let them go at it. France, you're screwed. France, you're done. You might as well call yourself, Nigeria 2.0. You're done, bro. You're not coming. Germany's got a chance. Stand up.
Yeah.
Stand up.
I think that they're doing that now, though, right?
Go for it. Yeah,
now that we've become kind of an unpredictable entity in the world, NATO has been but the European Union, they upped their percentage of money going towards the military and all that stuff.
Screw them.
No, the EU.
Screw the EU.
What I'm trying to say is they're doing exactly what you're saying, right? They're upping their expenditure on military so that we don't have to defend them anymore. Right? They're not going to depend on the United States anymore, which I think is a good idea. I don't think I don't think anybody needs to be dependent on the United States. I think that through economic cooperation, maybe we sell each other stuff. We sell stuff to China and China sells, but that's the way it has to work, dude. There's no one country that is self-sufficient.
I got a better idea for you.
What's that?
This dawned on me too. Not only do we pay them to be there, but we pay money to sustain the military bases that are whatnot. Pull out of NATO, right? Pull out of it and let Germany, let Russia have France.
Let Russia have France.
Das Vidania, comrade. Let's see how you like it.
Russia has France. I don't think Russia wants France. I don't think.
Give it to them.
I don't think they want it.
Yeah, why not?
Want it.
Turn it into a vacation home. Do what you want to do, man. That's the thing. That's the problem right there, man. People, we do not need to be involved in other people's businesses, man. The countries that actually need our help, like Australia and New Zealand, we don't help them. They're totally turning into some James Orwellian 1984 stuff going on in Australia right now. They could use a little bit. They could use the Americans pulling up. Oh yeah, you watch that episode last night about what you have to do to get on the internet in Australia, dude. Go look at it. The internet, bro. Go look at it, right?
Oh, the age verification stuff.
No, and you can't get on. You can't get on the internet in Australia now without face verification each time.
Yeah,
right? And they're tracking your GPSs where you drive. No, forget that, bro. So yeah, that's who we need to be helping. We need to go down there, man. But anyways, we won't because Satan's in control right now and is too busy, you know, doing this other stuff. And so segueing into that, Jake,
man.
Yeah, no, I mean, I actually don't. I actually think, again, there is no such thing as a government. There's just not. I've been on this for a while now, right? What we see right now on TV is just raw fear porn for people to understand. There's something controlling us. There's something above us. Call it the black nobility. Call it the
black nobility.
Yeah, like that's the deep rabbit hole you should go into. Call it the black nobility. Call it the 13 families of Satan. Call it what you want, right? There is something above the government of the United States of America, the breakaway civilization, the majestic 12, whatever it is. There is something above us, right? Trump is a tool. He has no real power. He has no power. He is a operating off a script, right? They're trying to start something up, but they can't for some unknown freaking reason. But the fact that we cannot simply say, okay, we're not going to fight Iran. This didn't work out, or just come up with some BS excuse saying mission accomplished and leave. We can't. That says volumes. We cannot pull aircraft carriers out of the Straits of Hormuz where we only get 5% of our oil from. We can't pull them out. And no one, and people are saying, why not? Why not? Why not? Why can't we pull them out, right? Because something above these guys won't let it come out, right? And whatever that is, that's the real freaking power behind the curtain, right? All this crap we see here is an illusion, bro. It's all an illusion of choice, right? Which leads me to the next thing as we wrap this up. You fired me up today, Jay. I was having a good time before you showed up. I was in the pool. You say, right?
Yeah.
I was in the pool.
That's
swimming,
my job, isn't it?
Having a good time, right? Yeah. So Jay, so here's a new rabbit hole that I actually think that might actually be freaking true. Are you familiar with the dead internet theory, bro?
Yeah.
Break that down for me, man. Like, I just heard about this today, bro.
So what the dead internet theory is that we're not really seeing each other on the internet. We're just seeing like it. My understanding of it when I first read it was like, there's the dead internet theory of like super conspiracy of none of it's real. It's all just AI generated, right?
Yeah.
Now it's more along the lines of something a little bit less extreme. 35% of all new websites are AI assisted and nearly 18% were entirely machine generated, right?
Yeah.
So it's the idea that humans are going to stop generating content, and it's going to be like this wall between you and the internet where AI is the wall, right? Where you just throw things at AI and then it puts it on the internet and then feeds you what you want.
It's crazy too, because basically it's talking about in here, what you've talked about, man, is that you're rarely talking to real people on the internet. You're getting bots, you're getting AI generated girlfriends, you're getting some type of something going on down there. And that's all it is. That's all it comes back to over and over and over again, is that it's all fake and gay. That's all it is, bro. Fake and gay, bro. That's all it is.
Yeah,
man.
I mean, it's big. It's big business, man. Like, so that's how they sway opinion. That's how there's control over like what people want and need and whatever. That it's just a lot of these platforms, like these social media platforms specifically, have become just a way to sway people in a direction, and it's not even all the same direction. It's just different directions. Like, go buy this, go buy that, go do this, go be that. It's just.
I never thought I'd miss Chinese-owned TikTok, but Chinese-owned TikTok was actually fun. It was actually fun. TikTok was a lot more fun when the Chinese owned it, right? Now it's like, oh my God, bro. Like, for unknown reasons, man, I had to go in here and just block a bunch of stuff. there was three types of creation I was getting on my feed, right? One was this White House .gov, org, whatever, propaganda where, just talking about how great everything's going, right? And I'm like, that's not even true. So I blocked it. The second thing I was getting on there was ghetto kids dressing up in clown suits for prom, holding stacks of money, clapping it together. And like, it was getting like 400, 500,000 likes or whatever. And I was like, what the hell? What is that? Right. Talking about balling out or whatever. And I was like, all right, well, I gotta block that. I just keep blocking it and blocking it and blocking it. And the third one I was getting was freaking just beehive. People like making honey. I'm like,
oh, well, I mean,
out of the three, I thought that was the more interesting one.
That's
out of
the
the
best
three,
one, right?
Yeah. So they were like, how to like, and I was like, so, all right, well, that's really not something I'm too hype in. Right. But like, so I did watch a few of those beehive movies. And do you know how I know that my feed was purposely hijacked?
How?
Because I'll give you one guess to what my feed mainly consisted of, man. You're going to laugh at me for this.
Advertisements for enhancement products.
No, that would actually be kind of cool. It was my feed used to just be, I like the videos of people cutting the grass, the before and after videos.
Oh yeah.
People mowing the yard. It's like, oh man, I found this place. They speed it up, and the guy cuts the grass. That was all my feed was. And then when they sold it and it got sold to the Zionist, I got those three things were pumping in my feed. I'm like, what the heck, man? Like to this day, I still don't get I don't get my grass cutting videos anymore. To this day, I don't get them. Right?
That's weird.
I was like, well, yeah, man, it was weird, right? But it is, man. It's because they did the same thing a little while on Instagram, right? Instagram had a bad problem is that if everybody's feed got flooded with thirst traps is what they call them, right? It's usually some girl, washing a car.
I know what a thirst trap. I know what a thirst trap is.
And I'm sitting here, and my feed on that was like Anunnaki, dog man, Bigfoot, werewolves. I go in there all of a sudden, next thing you know, all I'm getting is this, one
Goth
chick
girl,
after
emo girl.
Yeah. I'm just like, what happened? And so, man, I do believe this. I do believe that the dead internet theory has some legs to it, and that they try to push a lifestyle on people, right? And that they try to use that to like, make you seem like it's cool. A great guy did a lecture, man. I should email this to you if I could find it. This great guy did a lecture, man, about how human language can program your subconscious into pattern behavior, right? Mm-hmm. And so if you go back to when we spoke more elegantly at a time, right? And it wasn't a lot of ebonics, or it wasn't a lot of ghetto stuff.
Not a lot of slang.
Not a lot. No, specifically ebonics, right? Like for example, slang is different. Like, but ask is not ask, right? But you don't correct somebody saying you go to Baltimore and ask anybody every question. You know what I'm talking about? Like ask, right?
Yeah, that's different than anyway.
Yeah, but when you dig into it, right? He did like this blind. Have you ever heard an Asian speak ghetto?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. It doesn't look right. Right. It doesn't look right. Right.
Well, I mean, one of the guys I was in the Navy with in boot camp or A school was, he was an Asian guy, Korean guy from Alabama.
Yeah. Same way. Right. But it's actually brought that up, man, because he goes into how cultures will adopt an accent and adopt that culture. So you'll see Asian cowboys, you'll see black cowboys, right? That sound just like me when they talk, and they live totally different types of lifestyles, right? Mm-hmm. Cowboy life, right? But you can take white people and Asian people and put them in the ghetto or put them around that, or they'll start speaking that talk and they'll adopt that exact type of behavior, right? And he was saying that you can trace that all the way back to the Celts, how Irish and Scottish and the English had three different types of accents, right? And it was funny because the Scottish accent was considered to be at the time, the slangiest, like, whatever one, right? they're the most violent. so yeah, it's a good
Oh my
good read.
goodness.
It's a good read, right? That's a great read, right? And also
So
it
it's
leads
linking violent tendencies to dialectic
yeah,
shorthand,
mapping your
mapping
dialect.
neurons.
Your dialect will map your neurotic what pathways, right? Your neural pathways, right?
Neurological
pathways, right? And depending on that dialect that you have, it will activate in you different types of tendencies, right? And going all the way back through history, you will look at it, right? That even the time of the era, right? Like, for example, if you go to the Jack the Ripper era, right? And you had the dock hands, right? So in England, in
the
Liverpool,
Cockney accent.
Yeah, exactly. And Liverpool,
the Cockney dialect, yeah.
They have this accent called a Scousey or something like that, right? Like a Scousey accent.
A Scouse, yeah.
Yeah, a Scouse. They all behave different. And England is hecka small, bro. Liverpool's not far from London or any place like that,
yeah,
right?
I got you.
Had the whole thing.
That's interesting. I might have to check that out because,
right.
I like linguistics.
Check that out, man. It's a good read, bro. I thought it was fascinating, but also it also could be used to, if you want to program a society into being one way or the other, right? Then what you want to do, if you want to inundate that society,
cues, and you
exactly.
use that to
like the
steer
term
people in a direction.
Have you ever heard the term dead ass, bro? Yeah, I would never even understand that. What are you talking about? Dead ass. What does that even mean?
I hear it all the time.
Yeah, man. So yeah, bro. So anyways, Jay, we're coming up on time, man. Great conversation, bro. Great conversation, man. I won't keep you here any longer, man. If this is your first time finding us, guys, we're the Enigma Daily. My name is Joseph. This is my boy Jay Boogie over here, the #1 disco skater out of the roller skating ring out of Hanover up in Pennsylvania. Do us a favor, give us a like, give us a subscribe, give us a thumbs up. We're on every single major streaming platform on the planet, but if you want to see the video, it can only be seen on YouTube. We're mostly or 99.9% RSS feed audio only channel. So you guys, thanks for hanging out. I didn't mean to keep you here 2 minutes and 37 seconds longer. Jay, you got anything on the way out?
No, not really.
All right, man.
Don't worry too much.
Don't worry. It'll be all right, man. Don't worry about it.
It'll be all right.
All right, man. All right, dog. And we are out, guys. We will catch you tomorrow. Later.
Subscribe now and turn on notifications to join us on this extraordinary journey into the unknown.